What's up, Fishing Fanatics? This is kind of an impromptu video. You won't see it for a couple of days. You probably won't see it for about a week or so, but I wanted to show you what can happen, because it happened. I got a heater that seems to be on the fritz. It was too cold in here. I don't even know how long it was too cold in here for. I noticed we were changing the water and the temperature didn't feel right, so I went through and I turned the heat up a little bit and was monitoring it, and it got up to be about 76 degrees on the thermometer, and it had ran for a couple days like that, and for some reason it seems like the heat kicked up again and it kept climbing up, and we had some pretty major losses in here, guys. This is the Breeding for Profit tank, but I don't know what happened, if it was the heater that was causing it or if it was a fluke. I wish I could give a statement or a direct answer as to what exactly happened. I know they had ick. We were treating them. I don't know if the thermometer or the heater got bumped at some point when we were treating them and it just didn't get noticed or what. I haven't even cleaned the tank. I left it as is, because this is all it came. Believe it or not, all this came out of here. I pulled this up and I finally pulled it completely out of the water. Normally I just pick it up and move it around and give it a couple shakes and I'm good. But when I pulled this thing out and the seal broke on it and all the water poured out, there was probably 5 or 6 dead guppies. I lost all of my albino bristlenose that were in here, are all gone now. All 6 of them. I lost probably 40 or 50 of the fry. I lost 2 adults. And I don't know how many juveniles, probably 5 of the juveniles. I still have a pretty decent colony. We rushed them downstairs to the 55 today. It just literally got done cycling over the last couple of days, and I planned on moving them in there anyways because I knew this tank wasn't going to handle it. I haven't cleaned it out yet. I haven't moved any of the plants yet. I still need to do all that. But I mean, there's just, you can see there's one back there, didn't make it. You know, all the albino bristlenose here, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there. There's juveniles that are floating in here, and I'm only showing you this, guys, not to kind of scare you guys off or to show you some horrific car accident, but this is what happens. You know, tanks crash, you know. You don't pay attention to what you're doing, or something, one little thing is off and it can be catastrophic. And I want you guys to see that firsthand. You know, I'm lucky and fortunate enough we had another tank ready to go and already in the process of being cycled, and we had media that was already cycled we tossed in there as well, and we were able to at least move them out. The temperature is in the right area. It's not planted yet. It has no decorations in it, nothing. I had planned everything to be completely done in that tank before I moved them, and time just didn't allow. I seen a crisis, I reacted, and I'll figure that all out as it comes, but the fish are first and foremost. So we got back today. We were running around doing a bunch of errands, getting stuff to fix up the house as well, and managed to look in here and see that, and I kind of freaked out. So I started pulling stuff and moving stuff, and it was body after body after body. So it can happen to anybody. You know, this tank was doing extremely well. They were thriving. The heater kicked down and they ended up with ick. Thought we were treating it successfully, which we were, because a majority of them that had ick no longer have it. They were pretty well cured, and then boom, you know, the temperature, according to the thermometer, is saying it's 76. You stick your hand in here and it feels like lukewarm bath water. So I have to check the thermometer to make sure it's accurate. We just got all the new ones. I'm going to test it with a digital one. But I put a bigger filter in here the other day because I only had this little one, and I put this bigger one in there, which had already been cycling in my 60, just to be safe, because I'm like, well, they're sick, and you know, we're getting all the meds in there and we're trying to get rid of them all. We're doing water changes, doing what we need to do. I'm going to stick a bigger filter in there to help them out, you know, filter the tank out a little bit better. And the water was crystal clear in here. There's nothing wrong with the water. But just like I said, we pulled it up and noticed that there was just, I mean, literally this happened within 8 hours today. You know, we were gone for quite a while. I left the snails in here, and I'm not going to move the snails out anytime soon. I'm going to go through, clean this tank out really, really well. I'm pulling this decoration out. I don't want this to happen again. I don't know if this is the reason it happened. I don't know if it just, you know, some of them got trapped in there and it was a downward effect. The ammonia started to go up, and there was an ammonia spike I didn't catch, which I really don't believe there was, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So this guy's going to have to come out, sadly, because I actually liked it. It was a good hiding spot. But it's coming out. We're going to go through and gut this tank of all the plants and clean it out extremely well, make sure it's 100% clean. You know, the tank is still technically cycled, but we're going to go ahead and get everything where it needs to be. And before we put anything else in this tank, we're going to make sure it's 100% ready to go. The heater's good, the thermometer's good. Not taking a chance again. But we are going to leave the tank up and running so it stays cycled, you know, and then figure out what happened in here and go from there. So I wanted to show you guys that this does happen, no matter who you are or how long you've been doing this. It can occur at any time. And yeah, give me 1 second and I'll show you where they're at. All right, guys, so here's the 55. I showed you guys I had braced it. There's a filter running in there. There was media that's in there already that's good for it. It's cycled, and I'm absolutely gutted by this. I truly am. You know, I've got an air stone in there, but as you can see, I'm gonna zoom in here a little bit. So you can see, we still have quite a few, and this tank is completely bare. I mean, there's nothing in here, and this is not how I wanted to put these guys in there. But we still have quite a few of them that we got out in time. We had close to 100. We're probably down to about 35 or so. But you can see they're in here, and there's still some fry. I managed to save probably 15, maybe 20 fry. You know, a lot of the juveniles still held in there and made it. We'll see if they make it through this. The transition, the water is 76 in here, I know that already. But literally it's just, I mean, I'm gutted by this. It's just sand in the bottom, there's nothing else. And you can see they're feeding off a little flex in the bottom as well. But we're gonna get this tank planted up. I'll keep you guys up to date on that and how many of them do make it, and hopefully the stress and the shock of being transferred from a tank so, you know, quickly. I mean, I temped them as best as I could. There was just really nothing to do but react, and that's exactly what I did. So we'll see how it goes. The flow in here, I turned it down a little bit so that it was better. I'm gonna have to turn down the airflow a little bit as well. I do have some control valves, so I'm gonna throw that on there and turn that bubbler down because that's really kicking. I wanted to make sure the water was super oxygenated for them because I know that they hadn't been doing real well. So we'll get this all situated for them. They're swimming around in here a lot better than they were in the 20. There's a lot more room. The load in here is non-existent. We double checked the parameters today. It's all good. You know, there's only like 10 parts per million nitrates in here after the water was drained out and filled back up again a couple days ago. So it's cycling the way it's supposed to. You know, it's just, like I said, I'm gutted that I lost all the guppies that I lost, but it happens, and the only thing you can do is move forward. We reacted like we needed to. We got them out. We got them into a better tank, a bigger tank. It does need to be clean, as you can see there. It's kind of like, but it's calcium buildup. It's nothing dirty. And you can see they're a lot more active in here right now than they've been in the other tank, which is a good sign. But we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna keep you guys up to date. If you haven't, please do me a favor, go ahead, like, subscribe, share. I hate to bring you guys bad news like this, but it needed to be done. But yeah, share it around so people can understand. Like I said, we'll get more people in the hobby, and you can see for yourself this happens no matter how long you've been doing this for. And you just can't let it deter you. You just keep going. Like I said, I'm gutted that it happened, but the fact that we were able to react as quickly as we did is all that matters. And we're gonna get them back up and going again. So again, go ahead, hit that like button for me, subscribe if you haven't already. I do daily videos. Please share it around. Let's get some more people in the fish keeping hobby. And as always, guys, happy fish keeping.